Assalamu alaikum. In this next video, I wanted to start going over how to help them memorize. So, um, typically, they would start with the 30th juz, and they would start at the end of the 30th juz, so like Surah Nas first. And the way that I would approach it is that um, I would give them half line at a time. Okay, so actually, step back. When your kids get into memorizing Quran, when they know five, just six, just seven, the more they know, actually, when they go, if, for example, if they're going to a Islamic school to memorize full time, most of their time is actually spent on reviewing because it takes a lot of daily revision to be able to retain what they memorized. So, really, in the beginning, is the most time they'll ever have to memorize new ayahs, right? Because the more they know, the more time they need to review the previous ayahs. But unfortunately, because they are new, their memorization will also be slower, right? So, it's funny how that works. But to start off, what I would do is give them half an ayah. I would ask them to read it to you, okay? If your reading is not good, then have them listen to someone like Sheikh Husari, and read with him once or twice so that they are reading it correctly, and then ask them to memorize it. Okay, and the way that I would tell them to memorize it is read it 5 times looking inside. On the sixth time, look up and say it. And that, whether you know it or not, just say it. That way, even if you don't know it, you'll know where you're messing up, which word you're forgetting, which haraka you're reading wrong. You should listen to it or have them record themselves. Kids are not that good about catching their own mistakes, even when they record it. So ideally, someone should listen to them. But if no one can, they can record it. Then they move on to the next half line. I don't care about ayahs. I would do half a line, right? Because ayahs can vary from one word to a page long, right? So I would just stick to half line. Don't care about where the ayah begins or ends, right? So here, Malikin Nasi Ilahi, right? Or Ilahin, they can at least connect it. Okay, and once they know this half ayah, connect. So again, they read it 5 times. Sorry to go back here. So imagine they read it 5 times. They said it to you, they didn't know it. They should read it 5 more times looking inside, say it to you again, they don't know it. They should read it 5 more times to you. Um, they say it to you, they didn't know it. I would still move on. Come to this next, okay? They say it 5 times. Imagine they know it the first time. Now, combine the whole line together. Read it 5 times. On the sixth time, look up and say it to you. If they don't know it, 5 more times, look up, say it to you. If they don't know it, look up 5 more times and look up and say it to you. If they still don't know it, I would still move on. What you'll see is many students, including myself, when I was memorizing the Quran, it was actually very difficult for me to memorize it really well on the day that I started memorizing it. But I would do the best that I could, and I would notice in the morning when I would wake up at Fajr time, it would be so easy for me to put it all together, right? So don't worry about it if they don't know it, but watch in the morning when they know, when they wake up in the morning, have them sit down as soon as possible, right? Just give them a quick breakfast, have them sit down, and ask them to make it strong then, and it will be so much easier for them. So they do half line, the whole line. Then half line here, so I would stop. Ilahin nasi min sharril, right? So read that 5 times. Then sharril waswasil khannasi alladhi. Read that 5 times. Read both of them 5 times. Read the two lines together 5 times. I wouldn't do more than 2 lines at a time. So for example, once they do this whole line, right? Then I would only connect it to this line, not all of them. Unless they happen to mashallah be really brilliant and they are able to do it, fine. Then when I do the fourth line, I only do the third and the fourth line. I don't do the second line anymore. Okay? And really, that's it. So then once the surah is done, again, like I said, when they sit in the morning, inshallah, it'll be very easy to make it strong, to put it all together.